My town is a coastal town, the town of East Hampton. We are greatly impacted by the impacts of the climate crisis. We know that solutions exist for us in our area of the world. We have a world-class renewable energy of offshore wind, and for us, it is the answer to being able to transition to renewable energy. And we know globally, I'm sure everyone here is aware, I'm preaching to the choir, that the transition to renewable energy is essential and must happen as fast as possible to mitigate and to try to hold back future devastating impacts of the climate crisis. Our town board, past town board, I will say was very courageous in signing on to the South Fork Wind Project, allowing the cable to connect under one of our beaches and travel 4 miles through our streets to a substation. Of course, there was substantial opposition. It is the first project, and I joined the process before I was elected as a citizen of the town, and I participated in the Article 7 process as a party to the proceedings. So I watched how this construction plan got developed. Then I was elected to the town board, and I was the liaison to the project. The onshore aspect is completed, and I am testifying as a witness to how that project happened, and I can say in all truthfulness that it was the most watched over and the most engaged community engagement process through every aspect of the build. So we are the proof that the industry and the community and the government officials can work together to make this type of construction, which besides transitioning to renewable energy, created jobs, and have a very successful project with minimal invasiveness. The conditions that were imposed upon the South Fork Wind Project by the state were massive. I wish every construction project in my town had the same oversight and community engagement as the South Fork Wind Project did. Now, why is this important? So we can look at the storms that are happening in the past year across the country and see the devastating impacts, flooding, the temperature changes, and fires. We've seen it for years. We know it. In my town, in the last 3 storms, which were not major storms, not named storms, we had devastating erosion, inundation of storm surge, flooding through neighborhoods, closing of roads across all low-lying areas in the town. Particularly hard hit was a hamlet of Montauk, where we lost an entire beach and had inundation into a neighborhood, and where an Army Corps project to protect downtown Montauk economic area essentially was down to the geotextile bags. Fortunately, the timing of that for the downtown Montauk project, we have an Army Corps nourishment project scheduled. It's not in response to the storm. That's $11 million to complete in the next few weeks to cover the beach up with 460,000 yards of sand. We're now scrambling to see what we can do for the Ditch Plains neighborhood and for that iconic beach. We also had many roads closed in our town for flooding. We're impacted by the southern pine beetle devastating our forests. So we're not talking about future impacts. We are talking about impacts that we're dealing with right now. And while sand nourishment and taking down trees, we know are short-term mitigations that we'll have to keep maintaining and nourishing and costing our residents untold dollars in tax dollars to be able to just save their homes and businesses. We also know that we cannot solve the issue by these projects. We only have one solution, and that's the immediate transition to renewable energy. And we cannot waste such a valuable natural resources as offshore wind and not use every bit of it that we can. So that's really what I can tell you, I have firsthand experience in both the devastation of the impacts of the climate crisis and a workable solution that was successful and will be up and running and power 70,000 homes on the east end of Long Island. So we know the solutions exist. I can speak from experience about a construction project, and we will see the impacts continue to grow until we employ all of the resources that we have. Thank you.